Adobo! Hello! Hello, Nancy, and good morning, good evening
Good
to everybody
evening.
watching on the live stream. And my name is Antonias, founder of our awesome planet, together with the self-proclaimed Adobo Queen, Nancy Reyes Lumen, streaming live in Texas. So, Nancy, so excited for our for our guest today. No, actually, it's the first time I'm meeting him. But every time we talk to some of the restaurants, narinig mo, Chef Ramon, Chef Ramon. Sino ba si Chef Ramon Antonio natin?
Matunog na pangalan yan, lalo na with the foreigners, the foreign chefs. If there's one Filipino chef that they respect, it is Chef Ramon Antonio. Pero I knew him before. I sought him out eh. Kasi I knew he was with the Werner Burger. Pero sabi ko, suplado tong chef na to, yabang-yabang oh. Bakit hindi namamansin? Tapos marami pang kritik-kritik. And then I found out talaga namang may karapatan. And he's on the edge already of going to publish his book. And you will see that his books are really composed of his beautiful drawings. He's also an artist. He's an electric guitarist. He's a
Wow.
musician, yeah. He's a poet. He's a researcher. He's everything. No wonder suplado. Kasi may K. Chef Ramon Antonio.
All right, let's welcome him.
Hello,
Woo-hoo!
Chef. Chef, I told them about that you're a guitarist. Before anything, bago tayo yung mababaw muna. How did you get into an electric guitar?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good evening sa Houston. Hi. Uh, it started, where did it start? When my family moved to Cebu, late 60s, early 70s, they bought Compostela guitars. There's only two guitar making factories in Cebu, like Compostela and Lilangs. So we bought Compostela. So I grew up guitar making sila, ganon. And then I bought they gave me my first guitar when I was 11, parang ganon. So that's how it started.
Galing, do you still play?
I haven't touched it in a bit, so last time siguro, busy lang eh.
Okay, you should. Sayang yun, kailangan yun. Anyway, Anton said he hadn't met you before. So,
We did meet before. Siya yung isnabero, hindi ako. He was with
hello,
his,
Anton.
I think he was you were with your family when Nonis had a pop-up in Poblacion.
Okay. Si Nonis ba? Sa'yo rin yun? Yung
Well,
tinutok mo?
I helped them open. It was my food. It's still my food. So, yeah, I think.
Galing, no? Ang dami mo nga restaurant eh. Sa Boracay din, ang dami, di ba?
Kumbaga sa mga anak, maraming illegitimate na anak tong si Chef Ramon sa mga recipe. Ang dami na niyang inanakan.
So Chef, I think for the new people, getting into, we have a big Gen Z crowd now, getting into, really interested into restaurant. Maybe you can share with us how did you get started, and paano nangyari si Chef Ramon Antonio? Ano bang highlights ng mga career mo?
Encapsulate natin. So, it started, my family in QC before. I grew up in a family na cater sa LVM tsaka Sampaguita. Tatlo. So my grandmother, half Portuguese, half Macau. So, the best of both worlds yung cuisine niya. At kaya yung kawali niya ngayon, yung pa rin ang ginagamit ko. My tita is a pastry chef, the friend of Julia Child. I found out much later in life. And then I never cared for it. I never cared. Everybody was cooking around me. I love worshiping Bruce Lee and Green Hornet back then, and music. And then ganun pala yun. It will, sabi nga, Rizal, babalik ka sa, sa pinanggalingan mo.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then,
And then, I became a graphic artist. I had one of the first Macs, and then I worked in a publishing company in Makati. And then I was discovered by the Swiss. They said, "Oh, we want somebody to, amp up our menu and marketing." Ganyan, ganyan. I didn't know they were all chefs. I didn't know what a chef was, back then.
wait,
Nobody.
Chef Ramon, medyo nagbe-break ka ng konti. So, talk louder. We're very interested in your
Yeah.
story.
Hi. Yeah. So, can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
So yeah, nobody knew what a chef was back then. So it was
Yeah.
the time when if people wanted to eat good food, they would go to hotels, di ba?
Yes.
Ang mga freestanding pa lang noon, mga Tonet's Wines Tube, Kashmir sa Guernica, ganun pa lang, di ba? And then biglang nagkaroon ng truffles. Remember truffles?
Yes. Billy King? No.
Billy King, oo. And then now, wala pa siya ng noon, wala pa yung souffle noon. It was before souffle. And
Mm-hmm.
then, these chefs who got in touch with me, they owned the Primavera. If you remember the Primavera, so doon nag-start, and then I was their graphic artist, for the longest time. Pero I said everything is food around me, so all my VLs and days off I said, can I work in the Primavera for free? Ganun pala. I didn't know ganun pala sa Europe. Yung tawag nilang stage or apprenticeship.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So, nilagay agad ako sa pasta line. I didn't even know how to toss a pan. Right? Okay, 3 dishes sa'yo yan. Bahala ka dyan. That's how it started. And it was really weird that time because nobody knew what the chef jacket was. Twice sumakay ako ng taxi, pinalabas ako ng driver kasi masyado amoy pagkain daw ako. It was really
Ano?
amoy kusina daw ako. So pinababa ako ng taxi driver. Those were the days, right? Now you say everybody knows the word chef. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
big change.
When did you consider yourself a chef?
Oh wow, I still call myself Mang Ramon. My staff and my partners, they like it better than here Iloilo. I'm here in Iloilo, by the way. So it's like 1970s Sunday in school here. Even right now, looking outside, very relaxed and calm. And I call myself Mang Ramon because I really like cooking of all the carinderias and the lolas and the lolos. Right? Walang numbers, walang math, walang ano. It's all about feelings and passion and agriculture.
And then, ang dami
Yeah.
mo after that. I think all these foreign chefs draw close to you.
Oo, yung when I was with in Yakal in Werdenberg, they have so many restaurants. They have the Primavera, and then they have another. They have the Gold Ranch. Remember the very first, the second biggest steakhouse back then. And then we have Scucci, the first tapas bar, and then we had about 7 restaurants, and then now I think there's 13 or 18 Santis delis. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned a lot from them because every morning, 9:15 a.m., they would taste. All of them would have to taste all the cold cuts, the sausages, the cheese, the bread. Grabe yung quality control. Hindi pwedeng pasakayin ng mga delivery van. So I joined them almost every day eating those things. I was like, really fat first month. And then every Friday naman, again for 13 years, was wine tasting, blind tasting pa, yung puro 20 glasses of water, lalagyan ng mga hulugan ng cloves, hulugan ng cinnamon, ka-blindfold ka, and you have to try and guess. So it was really for me, like, I was very fortunate, thank you to them, to God, to the universe, na I was given the opportunity. Wala pang culinary school, or
Mm-mm.
even if there was, I wouldn't be able to afford it back then. So yun. So, yeah, and then Chef's Table nga pala, the Toques Blanches, the Chef
Yes.
Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Chef's Tables every month. And then there's another event every month, yung mga food nights, like for example,
Shane the Roti, sir.
Shane de Rotisur pa, oo. And then meron pa tayong ano nun, yung HR80, yung every year na Chefs of the Trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many things going on back then. The hotel industry was very active. I heard a few days ago it was very sad a few days ago. I heard some stories online na konti na lang daw yung mga hotels na sumasali sa yung WOFEC side. I don't know why. Things change.
Yeah, well, maybe they're trying to recover, but Anton doesn't really know. He's much younger than us, so I just wanted to say na see, Chef Ramon had always been in the company of the European chefs. Siya, kung meron mang mga picture, siya yung native looking na andun sa piso na mga matatangkad na mga mapuputing tao na, but in other words, he was really like, I guess you were the how would you call that, the favorite son of those guys, right?
Parang adopted ng Switzerland, parang gano'n.
Yeah, that's Switzerland. So okay.
Yeah, last year the every year there's clubs of various nations, right, in the Philippines. So the Swiss club is very active, and last year 2022 they had the Swiss National Day, August 1, which was recently. So last year there were 5 chefs selected to cook for the 700 Swiss club members. I was the only Pinoy along with Martin Kaspar, Christian Werdenberg, Thomas Wenger, of course, of Enderan. Who else was there?
Osmar Fry.
No, Osmar wasn't there. Well, yeah. So, Marcus Gefeller, of course, was there. If you remember Marcus Gefeller.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then me, right? So each one of us had a station. Ang ganda ng kitchen ng Hyatt BBC. So it was very surreal because I was the only Pinoy.
What did you cook?
Shortest one.
What did you cook?
I assisted all of them na lang. I said, let's just cook. Kasi ano lang 4 lang yata yung station. So I said, okay, I'm gonna be the odd one out. So I'll assist you. But in the end, I was with Christian. We made a Basler style salmon because he's from Basel. So dish, right? So yeah, it was fun. It was weird because the wall pala goes up like a curtain, like a rock concert, flashing lights, smoke machine. Like, oh wow, parang brings back memories from before, right? It was
Okay. Baka si Anton wants to know more about you.
No, let's go to the photos, no? Kasi I'm intrigued about the photos that Chef shared.
But
maybe
before that, Anton, what is your adobo collection, Chef?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. My adobo connection to the dish or to you?
Whatever.
Both.
To yourself. To yourself.
My adobo connection. I grew up in Cebu, so we have humba and adobao, right? And then actually we have a third one. The third one is a dry adobo. We call it adobo, but it's dry. It's marinated in adobo. The usual. Garlic, black pepper, corn, and tuba. A lot of tuba, and every town is a different tuba. Just like here in Iloilo, there's different sinamak versions. So my connection to adobo is that it's a regular thing in Cebu. Having adobo and humba. Humba I cook for staff meal every week because I'm the staff cook here. I don't allow them to be underfed or undernourished. They have to enjoy food. So ngayon, after this, I'm gonna make the Pinoy style fried chicken from the 70s. The calamansi, toyo, black pepper, garlic. Yeah. So, minarinate ko lang.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna cook for them mamaya. Tomorrow is, ano ba, pansit na Bisaya. Ano, pansit, the beef, no? Bami. You heard of bami, right? So, I'm gonna cook bami for them
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my adobo connection. My connection to Nancy, the adobo queen, is we met many, many years before. Pero nag-iislaban lang kami before. Uh, and then we fell in love with each other in a culinary way and the musical way. Kailan ba? Ano bang year yun? Ano bang year tayo kay Minoy? With our brother Minoy. Before the pandemic, I think, 16 or 17.
Yeah, no, before that pa. What about your connecting adobo to your Swiss adopted brothers?
Oh, okay. So when I was okay, there's a funny story. When I went to Switzerland to make cheese in the Alps, I spent months in the Alps making cheese. Yung father and mother ni Martin Caspar, yun ang jump off ko na point, yung house nila. And then I lived there for a bit, 1 week or so. And then the first thing they asked me in their beautiful kitchen, Swiss kitchen, was to make adobo for us. So I
Yeah.
said, yeah, of course, sure. So ako naman, nasa isip ko, yung suka talaga iniisip ko as a Pinoy, right? Everywhere I go in the world, the first thing I look for is good patis and good vinegar. So, naghanap kami ng vinegar that, closest I could come up with for our adobo. And I made adobo. And I didn't know na, so tapos na, I went back to the country, to the Philippines, kaya na. And then I still hear them talking about my adobo. Yung pala ginawa nila, vacuum pack nila lahat ng adobo ko. And then they kept it frozen, chilled in their bunkers. A lot of Swiss houses have bunkers underneath them from way from the water, like thick walls like this. So they kept it there, and then they just, pan fry it or for breakfast or whatever, or with their nice red wines at night or whatever.
That's nice. That's
Yeah, yeah, di ba? Pinoy, di ba?
okay. Galing. Okay. So,
Galing. Okay. Let's show the photos, no, para chef can ito. Okay, let's start with
ito. Serious.
That was in Ortigas. I was the guest chef in Marco Polo Ortigas. They had the Filipino Food Festival for I don't know how long. So it was very successful. What they said was it was the most successful food festival they had.
I believe that. But Anton, this photo is very. This is the real. This is the soul. This is the guide. This is the soul of Chef Ramon. Ayan, yan siya. Yan siya.
yan.
Oo. Yeah. That is the other side of him, the artistic side. Ota, sino naman to?
Oh, yeah naman. That's the new Spanish ambassador in the Philippines.
Ah.
And Tanya that's in XO46 in Conrad. And then and I think the consuls. So it was one of the last dinners I did before I left for Iloilo. That was last year, I think. So, yeah.
Okay. And Tanya is
Sorry?
Tanya, the Filipina is there.
Tanya, yes, Tanya is the boss of that kitchen and that restaurant group. So we cooked I don't know how many courses, five course dinner. It was nice. Inununan, kansi, then and the dessert was maha blanca but in a panacota and mousse format, parang ganun.
Okay. Nice.
Nako. Yan na. Ganyan talaga. Ano
Ito rin yung suit ko. It's the same jacket.
Yeah. Very pensive ka eh. You're always thinking. There's always something in your mind. Right?
Maraming problema.
Alam mo, dun sa problema, parang may iniisip ka na naman na recipe or something.
Oh, bagong project.
Yeah, we chose that as your profile photo.
Oo.
Ito na ang mga friends.
Oh, so sino tong mga chef na to?
It was very surprising, you know. It was very, it's, I don't know, parang nakikita mo yung, it's a very cold environment. So Baguio yan. When there was this culinary competition with Mirna Sigismundo and National Food Showdown. And then we were judges with Martin Caspar wearing the chef's jacket with me. And then suddenly in the middle of the hoopla, somebody, hey, look, it's Billy King. And then a blast from the past. Si Billy nga. So yun, sabi niya, hey guys, from this day before, man. Remember? So
Yeah.
yeah, so because you know after that, I think that same day we had dinner at this place in Baguio. After that,
I wonder how he is.
diba? It's very good. It's very good. How he is now, I think he's doing well still.
Okay. Yeah. Also,
He's
shout
still in
out.
Baguio. Still in Baguio, Billy King?
I think so. I think he's still in
Yeah.
Baguio.
Shout out to
Wow.
Billy and to Chef Martin. Hello.
Oh, they will.
Hi.
Oh, Sally Martin. Martin is Martin is in vacation right now. He's flying back this week, next week.
Okay.
Oo. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Well,
Okay, it's a bit sad. This is a bit sad.
yeah.
This is our beloved Jean-Pierre Minier, who
Yes.
was the great chef of Nico before it became Dusit.
Nico, Manila Garden,
And then Diamond Hotel. He opened Diamond Hotel as
Diamond
well.
Hotel.
Yeah, so he passed away last February.
Yeah.
You know. So that's his apo, very cute apo, and that's me. We were together. He was one of the first who came to see me in Ortigas when they found out there's a Filipino food festival. Martin and himself. We're like brothers. We even have a logo. We have our own chat group. We have our logo.
What's your
Uh,
logo?
the chefs classiques because we are classical chefs. We love our classical food. Um, I designed his kasi he knew I had an architecture background, so I designed his cabin in saan ba yun? Batangas.
Ah,
So yeah, he has a cabin in Batangas, and Martin and I and the families, their families, sometimes we spend overnight there. We cook. I bring my bagnet. I cook whatever Pinoy food, and he makes coq au vin. Then Martin makes a Swiss dish. Ganon. And I teach the kids how to cook Pinoy food. Like even saing, even yung pagsasaing ng properly, magsaing ka ng bigas. Like how you wash it, how you use your finger, how pati yung pag-inin. Because these are
10 o'clock.
half Filipino, half expat kids, right? So they love it.
Galing, galing. All right, next.
oh, sino to?
Yeah, yes, that's another brother. That's Paul Lentz. He just finished his contract with, I think, in uh, Admiral in Roxas.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, he used to be Shangri-La group chef of all the Shangri-Las in Asia Pacific.
Uh-huh.
I think.
I have. Na-meet mo siya, Anton? Have you met him?
Yeah. We had a dinner in M Gallery. Siya yan, di ba?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Ah, okay.
Oo.
Ay,
First,
Anton.
I first met him in Peninsula in I think 90 or 91. He was the third in rank. He was the junior sous chef. Yeah, back then Urs Besmer was executive chef, and then Albert Turney, and then him. And then we had a gala dinner, and we needed an entertainer. Said, sino i-hire natin? Puro expats to, like the black tie, tuxedo dinner, 10 courses, mga ganyan. And then pang amus-bus, may miniartis pa. Now you don't hear those words anymore.
Yeah.
And then, kinuha namin si, Mr. Shuli. If you remember Mr.
Oo,
Shuli,
yeah.
tsaka si Kuhol, yun. Sila yung nag-entertain sa amin that night.
Ah, okay.
Usually.
This is your restaurant now.
That's here. Like, look at the background.
The
Yeah.
boathouse.
So
Okay.
Oh, what is the restaurant? Maybe you can introduce the restaurant also.
the restaurant is called the Boathouse because we're right by the river, and on the other side is a boatyard called the Boat Club. Yachts, and they service yachts. They keep the yachts here, the boats, the big boats, the jet skis, and everything. So Iloilo is a river town. It's a river town since before the Spanish arrived. And the first Chinese immigrants here during the 9th century um, became boat makers. You know, they were traders, but they became boat makers because the rivers, it's like all civilizations, diba, are channels for commerce and food. Lahat ng food na develop dahil sa rivers. That's why we opened the restaurant here because of that connection. Um,
Mm.
yan. So, ayan nagsushooting sila that day.
Mm.
Mm.
How did they hear about the boathouse? Siguro word of mouth kilala na, no?
How did I hear? Wala. There was no boat house. Last year, I was asked by my friend from El Nido. We used to work in El Nido before.
Mm.
He has a beach house somewhere in Arevalo, outside, a little bit outside. It's still Iloilo. Uh, I said, oo, gawa tayo ng medyo upper edge using Ilonggo ingredients. Sige, let's join forces.
Oh, you mean he's one of the owners?
He's one of the owners.
Okay. Good. All right.
Yeah, so it's fun because the kids we bring in are it's a mix, right? Some of them are from culinary schools, and some are from you know poor families like Guimaras or anak ng fishermen, and we teach them. So now these sons of big of fishermen now they make all my focaccia and my baguettes and my soft rolls, and my pizza, my kachapuri. Before they didn't know what a kachapuri was, right?
I
So I
don't
said,
know that too.
yeah, kachapuri is a boat-shaped bread. So tama-tama, boat house from
Oh.
Georgia in I think somewhere in Turkey or Russia. So you can Google it. There's eggs and cheese, and it's beautiful. But what I did was we removed the eggs para makain nila the whole day, like pizza. And we
Mhm.
ferment the dough for 27 hours.
You
So
fermented pandesal.
yeah,
Dang.
para siyang yung mga Napolitan pizza doughs na 24 hours kaya. So ito 27 hours. So it's really nice and flavorful and
Galing naman.
yeah.
Okay. Ano pa? Anton, audio.
Ayan, sila yan. That's them. Hi, team.
Okay. Yeah. Where did these guys come from? Was there a culinary school or how did you recruit these kids?
Oo, ang dami.
Dami, no? Well, my partners everyone here in Iloilo, the exception of me maybe, are all old families. So
Yes.
most of them, they know each other. Their connections are grabe, mga 4 degrees of separation. Like for example, feeding somebody in this table, and then suddenly they'll stand up and say, another group comes in and they're related, and then another group comes in and then they're related. Everybody's related. So, ako lang yata hindi. So I have to start getting related. So, so yeah, these kids, they heard about us, and then when I was in Mervyn Peak in Boracay, um, yung mga OGT ko, taga dito, from Laflam, it's culinary school. And then when I got here, they found out, so they called their friends, hey, si chef. Yeah. So ayun.
Wow, it's like joining a culinary school under you, no? Being taught by you. Classic European, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Swerte.
puro classic European to. Even now, I'm looking at the chiller. There's three kinds of spreads. We have rillette, we have salmon rillette, we have a French herb dip na parang bursan, and then merong we have liver pate. We make it every week, our liver pate.
So you do continuous training of these kids.
Every day we work here, we train, coach, we mentor each other. And then I'm developing leaders already, so now I'm pulling up out of it na para sila ng leaders, right? Para yung next stage ng kanilang ano, matuto sila sila naman yung boss, ako yung staff ko.
Galing.
Galing, galing. Okay, let's go to the food photos naman.
Ayan na.
Yan yung apple tartlet namin dito. So, people were looking for things for coffee, right? Since wala pa kaming we can't do viennoiserie right yet, mga puff pastry, stuff like that. So, wala pa yung cold room ko. So, I said, hey, let's have some pies and tarts and things, right? We can serve with coffee. So, yan, gumawa lahat yan, mga kids dito.
Ganda.
Galing.
Galing ah. Ito.
That's a classic, that's a baba. That's a baba, French baba.
Uh-huh.
Or rum, so
Yeah.
we make it's a brioche, about very buttery brioche soaked in rum. Tapos yung siyempre muscovado yung asukal niyan because we're in Nido, right? And the chocolates are from Cabatuan
Yeah.
and Santa Barbara, Santa
In
Barbara
other-
is also super batchoy.
In other words, the profile of your cuisine is talagang classic using Iloilo local ingredients.
Mostly.
Mm-hmm.
To.
Yan yung mga namin, mga frontliners na popular talaga. Well, 3 out of the 4. Yung tiramisu on the top left, and then
Tiramisu.
yeah, of course, again with the chocolate from Cabatuan, and then mango, Bavarwas, mango from Leon. A lot of people outside Iloilo don't know that Leon mangoes are way better than Guimaras. If you're Ilonggo, you know that.
Oh.
Talaga? Wow!
Yeah.
Anong-
So, Boathouse and Leon ang pupunta natin, Nancy.
Of course.
Leon. Guimaras is for kasoy. You want fantastic cashews and crabs. Kasi mangrove yan, puro mangrove.
Uh-huh. So, in-export yung Leon mango? Is it for export?
I think so, but it's really more of Guimaras yung in-export eh. Kaya yung Leon, it's way better. You can buy it anywhere here. You can go across the road, see a manang selling Leon mangoes.
Okay. Alright. So,
Galing.
ano tong third, you mentioned tiramisu, the Bavaroa, and then?
That's yun naman yung yung ode to the Swiss. It's a Swiss truffle tort. We buy the most expensive Swiss chocolate, and then we make a gel with the Leon mango under there, and then
Mhm.
shavings of Santa Barbara chocolate. So yeah, Iloilo and Switzerland. Parang
Iloilo and Switzerland. On a Galing.
the third one, I don't know, it's not there, but I think I sent it to you. It's a cheesecake. It's somewhere there. It's a cheesecake. It's like a Basque cheesecake, but it's lime. It's dayap from again from the farms in the north, right? Of Filipino. Yeah, and then the crust is not graham as everybody would do. We use pepita. We use the local pumpkin seeds. So it's
Okay.
yeah, and then we serve it with a small sauce pot. They call it a latik. It's basically a muscovado and coconut milk. We cook it down until it's very sticky and brown and aromatic. So they call it a latik. So we pour it over the cheesecake.
Wow.
It's our top seller.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Next, ano to? Pork?
Okay.
This is a schnitzel. It's basically a schnitzel. So I had to, I didn't know Iloilo loves, it's a very seafood country, right? Iloilo, the best seafood in the country. But I didn't know until I lived here that they love pork and beef so much. They love offals also so much. This is a basic schnitzel, so I can teach them the classic methods and we can cook things fast. It's selling quite well.
Looks nice. Did you do the photography?
Yeah, I did with my iPhone sa likod, yung lamesa sa likod. Wala. Ako yung ano dito eh, graphic artist and stuff.
Galing. Talo tayo, Anton.
Yun na. Oo nga.
Yan. Passion fruit? Ano ba yan?
No, it's mustard seed. Kasi Iloilo has a lot of Indians. You know, Iloilo has a lot of Mumbai, a lot of Indians, right?
Why?
Way before SM opened, there are shops there along East North Street. So way before SM opened in Manila. Para silang SM ng Iloilo. Puro sila mga Indian families. So, ergo, marami rin silang mga Indian groceries, mga shops. Gano'n. They also bring their own ingredients for their family use. So I said, hey, let's put that thing on our plate, you know. So we made the sauce pommery, which is a very French sauce with pommery mustard,
Mm-hmm.
but Indian mustard seeds, and gingaw, it's a local fish,
Oh.
and then there's beans and kadyos at the back. Yeah, there's
I see.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, so it's parang catch of the day, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Ang sarap ah.
Oo nga eh.
Ito, ano to? Pizza.
That's the kachapuri.
Okay.
So we top it 3 ways. We let the guests choose. That one is with our homemade chorizo. We make our own chorizo. I taught the kids how to make their own chorizo. And of course the 27-hour dough.
Mm-hmm. 7-hour dough because
Fermented.
We fermented para para talagang pizza talaga ng Italy.
ano yan? You ferment it without yeast?
With yeast.
With yeast. Okay.
We leave it overnight outside. Bukas yung bintana para nakaharap sa river. The river is gano'n. Siyempre, iba yung No, it's
Do you
Galing.
use, is there anything like a local Iloilo cheese?
local Iloilo cheese. That's the next thing we're gonna do. That's the next phase when I come back. Guimaras is also famous for buffalo milk.
Or,
So yeah, we're gonna start making our own cheese dito sa restaurant.
mozza.
Buffalo milk. Okay.
Okay.
Cow, I think also cow meron din eh, somewhere. Something in the north.
Ito, what is this?
Oh, that's our liver pate that we sell. You know, we sell
Liver what?
liver pate.
Liver pate.
Okay.
So the liver pate, tatlo yan eh. Riet, pate, and cheese. So, and those are the famous rolls na ginagawa ng mga staff ko dito.
Oo. Galing
By
ah.
hand. By hand.
Uh-huh. Ano yan? That's the one you said is fermented first, fermented dough?
No, this is the very Chinese a very Chinese dough, yung malambot na parang mga soft na mga breads and
Dinner rolls.
Soft
Yeah,
rolls.
because very Chinese ang Iloilo eh. You know, very Chinese, grabe. You know,
Yes,
like
very Chinese.
the pan de coco here is called pancho. And it's actually pan and then so. I thought it was pancho, like Spanish pancho. Pala pan and then so, like PSO, right? So, and it's filled with sinangag yung coconut, shredded coconut with muscovado and a lot of annatto oil. So it's very yellow.
Very yellow pa.
So pinapalaman nila sa loob ng soft roll and then
Okay.
Ito, next.
that's another fish. I forgot the name. Another local fish. Pero again, in a classical French way, sauce ng tuwa. Sauce ng tuwa is para siyang it's like bisque, right? It's lobster heads, shrimp heads, lobster butter, and then we make a sauce out of it. Tapos instead of a lumpiang sariwa ng Iloilo, we made a crepe. We filled it with seafood and kulitis.
Mm.
Kulitis is the local spinach. Para siyang spinach, para siyang amaranth. Ganun.
Oo.
Okay, nice.
Okay, ito.
This is a bruschetta. For some reason,
Bruschetta.
Yeah, people love Italian food here. Well, everywhere in the country naman is kind of approachable for all Pinoys, di ba? We love our Italian food. So it's a bruschetta, and the mushrooms are grown for me by the Department of Agriculture. So they really come in, as in talagang warm pa, galing pa talaga sa lupa. So they come in like, they
Mhm.
consume, you won't believe I consume 10 kilos a month, a week of mushrooms. That's a lot of mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's where we're helping the local government and the
I'm
farmers.
sure that's a popular dish, lalo even with the young ones, no?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure.
At
Ito,
saka kasi
tuna.
ang gaganda, the plating is so beautiful.
Oo, ganda.
Oh, magaling mag-plating yung mga kids na to. So they
Yeah,
learn
but
very
that's
quick.
actually, Anton, that's the signature of Chef Ramon. Eh. The
What?
beautiful
The
plating
plating
and
and
also the very
presentation.
yeah. Okay,
So
what's
ano
that?
to, chef?
So that's a tuna tartar. Everybody's doing tuna tartar, right? So, but
Yeah.
this tuna is from San Joaquin. You know, the owner and I sometimes we go to San Joaquin. It's a town. I don't know how many towns away from Iloilo, city proper. Maybe 7 or 8 towns further. It's a coastal town, and we bring the tuna here, and then we process it, and then there's patuan vinaigrette, and then there's patuan mayo, and then there's an aioli. The green aioli is actually kuchay aioli, and there's an alige hollandaise. So it's
Wow.
really Pinoy. And then on my left there outside the window we have a small garden. We plant our own herbs. So we use those sa taas. Parang bahay kubo kami dito eh. Pero yun, maliit na, no?
Ayan na, Anton, ang sinasabi ko. This is now the artist.
Oo, may drawing May drawing tapos may
Oh, yeah.
exhibition.
Yeah. Those are the future pages of his coming cookbook.
So ano to, chef?
Before I came here, sabi ko, meron pa pet siya, no? So I said, okay, while having my coffee, I sometimes I get ideas. So I bring a notebook and pencil in my backpack every time. So I said, ideas, I draw it. If I have ideas. So, ayan, sabi ko, bakit hindi na natin gawing parang adrio, yung binakol. Adrio is a European or a Swiss or French, Swiss-French uh, processed meat usually applied to chicken or veal or pork, white meats. So they cover it in caul or sinsal. Tawag natin sinsal, di ba? Yung pambalot ng embutido.
Mm-hmm.
So, pag ipupuree mo yung para siyang yung palaman ng bratwurst na pinong-pino yung sausage, right? So, ipaprocess mo yung manok ng gano'n or in this case, yung binakol. Then I stuffed it in cabbage leaves, right? So, para tayong French, gano'n, whatever. So, but it's binakol. Everything is binakol, right?
Nice.
Lupo.
What's the
Ah,
sauce?
Sorry?
What's the sauce?
The sauce, well, it's the broth, the binakol broth. What I
binakol
do,
bro.
yeah, but our binakol is, again, because of the Chinese influence here, we do a collagen broth. So it's a really, really strong, a very deep flavored chicken stock. We cook it para siyang ramen stock, right, for pork. Pero in this case, is chicken. So it's a deeper version of chicken stock.
Wow.
Galing
And then I
Parang
see you made malunggay oil. Is that
yes, we make malunggay oil here. We make kuchay oil. We make kinchay oil. We make all sorts of oils here in the kitchen. So we don't want to throw things away. Even the dried peelings of the carrots, the peelings of the strawberries, everything. We are the old berries that we have. We dry it in the oven. We make powders. We make oils and compote.
galing?
Para hindi sayang.
Okay.
Okay, next.
That's for my daughter. When she used to live with me, she is a special needs child. So she's very visual. She said, "Dada, what will I have for breakfast?" I said, so I draw something. Do you want to have some chocolates with puff pastry and creme diplomat and some berries? I said, "What's creme diplomat?" So again, it's an educational thing. So I teach her creme diplomat is pastry cream folded with whipped cream, vanilla, da, 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 da. Okay. So yung mga basis na ganun. So I, as much as I can, I teach, and she likes it. So she's the most uh, pinaka-intricate na breakfast na ginawa ko tao sa kanya.
Well, yeah. For those who don't know, Chef Ramon is a single dad, a very very devoted father, and the daughter is so much loved and wow, pampered with five star meals all the time.
Oo nga.
Yeah.
Oo.
Ay, anak.
So, ito. What is this?
Yeah, one of her breakfast then. So she wanted chocolate. She couldn't decide if she wanted milk or dark or white chocolate. So I said, okay, let's put them all together. So, those, yung mga pole vaulting, mga gymnast ng Russian, whatever. So they have that, parang kabayo ng planchahan. So I did that, the parang cowhide. And then I filled it with a mousse, a caramel mousse. And then I made a Swiss truffle torte underneath. Yeah, that's it. Architecture,
Ah.
mukhang bahay. So,
Won't you serve that? Won't you be serving that?
when we have special dinners, we do some special things here. So a lot of people here in the boathouse, we actually say, "Hey, chef, we're coming in. There's 30 of us. We want to pay you like kunyari 2.5 per head, and then just do whatever menu you want. Meron kaming allergies na ganyan. And then we make menus suited to their likings, and then yeah. So far masaya naman. They're posting it everywhere.
Oo. Well, Nancy, siguro nakita ko na lahat ng mga photos, no? And isa lang ang conclusion ko, kailangan tayo lumipad ng Iloilo ngayon. Boathouse. So kailangan ng matikman 'yan.
I will forgo Boracay and go to Iloilo for the boathouse. But let me just ask you, Chef, a very kind of personal. How did you manage? How did you get over? I'm sure may mga challenges ka, disappointments and all, How did you manage through all that?
Oh wow, ang laki na. That's so. Well, of course, there's the spiritual side of things, right? On the personal side, and then there's people around you. There's friends online, and in real life, and then there's the personal side where how you deal with it. In my case, I deal with it with cooking, gardening. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I love my garden. Uh, I teach. I teach. Whatever I know, I pass it on. And yeah, yung gaya ng pandemic, we were all suffering, right, during the 5 month pandemic. And I think maybe that's what you're getting at, Nancy. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I was
For
locked
one
down.
thing, you lost your beloved dog, right?
Yeah, I was locked down in Mactan for 5 months with my ailing mother. God bless her
Yeah.
soul, who passed away already. So I was locked down in Mactan. I mean, thankfully, A, it was with her. B, it was in Mactan. So the seafood there, the best seafood market called Saak. Saak is a seafood market where all the big name hotels buy their seafood. Shangri-La, ganyan. It's actually where Magellan was really killed, not that statue there. And it's parang stone's throw away from my mother's house. So every day I cook 5 dishes for her and the nurses, uh, and I buy my seafood there every day. So I cook like I think 176 dishes during the 5 months.
Yeah,
These were
you
all kawali and very old.
you recorded all that, di ba? You recorded that.
Yeah, I did. Otherwise, I would go crazy. PTSD if I didn't do that.
Yan na. Yun na yun. Game na yan. Libro na yan. Yeah. How about you, Anton? Baka you have ano. Ako kasi yung, I know
No,
him.
wala. For me, I'm really impressed, no, with the food, with the, over a long career. Usually, kasi, you go, technically you go down, no, after some time. But Chef Ramon, talagang ganda, no. The boathouse is very impressive, and talagang I'm convinced we'll do we'll create a trip to Iloilo. Kasi we've been to Iloilo before. I know that Iloilo has changed, no, after pandemic talaga, and it was so interesting that the boathouse is there. So and parang tinatalo ang Bacolod in terms of mga culinary places to go. So yon,
Kung
congrats.
asaan si, kung asaan si Chef Ramon, matakot na yung mga ibang probinsya. But one thing I have to ask you, you were really in touch with the Swiss guys who could have told you, hey, why don't you go and find yourself in Switzerland? You never really left the Philippines or your cuisine here, and you just stayed here. And instead of bringing Filipino there, you kept Filipino here and you brought the classic in. So baliktad. Ang galing nga eh, 'di ba? You never thought of leaving the country?
I did briefly. I opened Purple Yam with Romy before in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
And then after that, I worked in Aquavit in New York, and then and other places before that. Pero yeah, I think you summed it up correctly, Nancy. Parang alam mo yun, parang it's kind of sad na a lot of schools and even establishments do not teach the classics or serve the classics or do not know the classics anymore, right? Potato preparations, the staff here, they're so happy. Like for example, they love salmon here, so I had to serve salmon. So I said, Chef, anong sidings natin ng salmon? So I asked the staff, what do you think is the fastest, easiest, na hindi ginagawa ng iba? So I showed them all the classic preparations that we can do, the French style, the classical cuisine with of potatoes, and they said, okay, let's do macar potatoes. So we made macar potatoes for the salmon.
The
So
what?
it's a macar potato is like it's mashed potato, but
Uh-huh.
you shape it into a disc,
Okay.
like parang siyang malaking hockey puck, right? And then you bread
Okay.
it and you pan fry it in butter, so it's crispy
Wow.
outside. You can serve a salad on top, right? And we serve it with salmon and batuan vinaigrette, right?
Yeah.
And we have our batuan butter sauce, man.
Whew.
So yeah, so masarap yung batuan. We use a lot of batuan, grabe, sobra.
Mhm.
Oo. Actually, chef, back na sa trend yung yung classical dishes using local sustainable ingredients. Kaya nga, that's why galing still on top of the game.
Parating
Still
ganyan. Parating
oo.
nauuna yan. Yeah.
Oo.
Kaya
But,
tawag ko Van Gogh.
oo.
Putol tenga.
Yeah. Well, maybe before we end, because actually, ang dami-dami pa namin pwedeng tanong. But how would you inspire? You're an inspiration to the youth now, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of them will put up their own clone restaurant after all the things that you've taught. I hope that's okay with you. But how would you give us words of inspiration to those who are still trying to put up a restaurant?
Wow, that's well. First of all, to never give up, never give up, uh, never copy. Right? You can get inspired. You can do tributes. You can do versions, but never copy. Um, you have to speak using your own voice. You have to sing using your own song. right? And just give the hours, put the work into the hours. If you have to work 12 hours every day, wake up inspired. Don't wake up like, oh, ito na naman. Wake up, hey, looking forward to it, and be kind and teamwork palagi. It's never one person. It's never me. It's never the barista. It's never the butcher. It's all of us. It's never the steward. It's all of us.
Uh-huh.
So it's that always work with the team and never give up. Yun lang.
Marunong ka na ba mag-
Ang Ilonggo ko siguro. Siguro six words lang. I use the word subong a lot.
What does that mean?
Subong means mabilis or fast. Subong means now. So when I say
Now.
okay, sa kitchen, right? Like okay, order let's say grab lax, subong. So now. Okay, para,
Subong.
I like subong. They always hear subong or so asig is fast. Yeah. Amit is masarap. So by the way, our
Now.
salmon gravlax is that's the first thing I taught them. Our gravlax, we cure it in libas. If you heard about libas,
Libas. Oh.
sa
Ako
big
hindi.
leaf. Para siyang dahon ng kakulay ng dahon ng mangga, the dark green shaped leaf. It's a souring agent for pata and linaga. These are the two dishes of Iloilo that a lot of non-Ilonggos are not so familiar about. And these are actually the heart and soul of Ilonggo cooking. Yung linaga tsaka pata. Kasi all the immigrants here, Chinese, Indian, British, yung Malay, nagbigay ng salakot sa Borneo, all of them are in that one pot of linaga. Turmeric, anato from Mexico when the Spaniards arrived, and then libas yung pang-sour niya, tsaka kamyas, tsaka batuan, and then all the offals and the mandoob from the Chinese and Spanish. And then, strangely, there's king chai, and then there's also yellow lemon from the English, which is very strange. A lot of people would use calamansi, but they use yellow lemon. And they serve it 5 a.m. After you're jogging, you eat like a, a very nice, sour, spicy offal soup.
Nice.
Ayun ang magaling kay Chef Ramon eh. May kasamang kultura kaya nale-level up ang ating taste buds.
Yes. All right. Maraming salamat, Chef. We'll see you in Iloilo soon.
Yes!
Thank you.
Pagbalik
Thank you.
ni Nancy. Maraming
God
salamat,
bless.
Nancy. Thank you. Maraming salamat.